Hi, my name is Brooke Lipman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lipman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready.
Cheers, everybody.
And I'm just the guy sitting over here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We were going to introduce you. You got to be patient, dude.
Everyone knows him.
I understand that people might know, but I still was going to introduce him.
That's okay.
But
I mean, a first time watcher or listener might not know me.
That's right. Okay, so this is Todd, my husband.
My dad.
Yeah,
I
Dad.
thought you were going to say that too.
Well, he's not my dad.
Yeah,
God. Anyway. So, Christmas is over. I've been home about a year. Oh.
Yeah?
Wow, it's been kind of nice. It's been nice to be back. So, what are our plans?
Well, let's see. Oh, you didn't read from A Christmas Carol.
I did not read from A Christmas Carol. Oh, darn. This is supposed to be Ghost of Christmas Future. And I don't... Okay, hold on.
Oh, do you want me to read it this time?
Brooke can read from it. That would be great.
All right.
That way I can sip my
What chapter
bubbly.
is a Ghost of...
She learned how to read at an early
It
age.
is,
I know she
2,
can
3,
read.
4. Chapter 4.
The Last of the Spirits.
The Last of the Spirits.
Gotta find the beginning of the chapter. There it is. Oh, it starts at the end of the last chapter, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The bell struck 12. Scrooge looked about him for the ghost and saw it not. As the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and, lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming, like a mist along the ground, toward him. The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached. When it came near him, Scrooge bent down upon his knee. Far in the very air through which this spirit moved, it seemed to scatter gloom and mystery. It was shrouded in a deep black garment, which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of it visible save one outstretched hand. But for this, it would have been difficult to detach its figure from the night, and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded. He felt that it was tall and stately when it came beside him, and that its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread. He knew no more, for the spirit neither spoke nor moved. Yeah.
Very good, thank you, Brooke. Okay, so I'm so sorry that I forgot to read it. I just completely forgot. But I just got so excited because you were on here, Todd.
Oh, okay.
I just forget. But anyway, yeah, we're drinking our bubbly. I did meet my goal that I set for myself last year on my elevation game.
Nice.
So now we want to talk about our goals for this year.
For this year.
What are some for the year coming up? 2026.
Oh, wow.
Just to let you know, Brooke, that halloumi that you still have not eaten is good till your birthday on 2026. So you got a few months. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, maybe I'll eat it for my birthday in 2026.
That's hilarious. Okay, so yeah, any goals for you, honey?
No, just to make it through.
Just to make it.
Fair enough.
Wow. Okay, Brooke.
Maybe I'll actually get to that 10K that I was trying to do this year.
Sounds like a good plan. Okay, sounds like a good plan. 10K, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
We barely made the 5K.
You got this. Hey, it took me...
I don't know that I can do it.
It's taken me over a year to do a 5K, so...
Yeah, I think that, I do... I always beat myself up because I always say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then I have to push. And I think the worst part about any kind of training for me is the negative self-talk in my head.
Mm-hmm. That's why you got to put Cher on your playlist.
Yes,
because guess what? Cher believes in you.
Yes, she does.
If she believes in life after love, she believes in you.
I know. I think she does. I will say, way back when I had a Twitter account, yes, Cher and I would once in a while share a little something. I always made sure that if I had something to say that included her lyrics, I always made sure I, tagged her. Like we're friends or something. It's so goofy, but I will say, I have enjoyed Cher's Christmas album again. This is 3 years in a row.
Doesn't she live in Switzerland?
No.
No. Who is it that lives in Switzerland?
Tina Turner did, but she passed away.
No, there's someone else, right?
Oh, tell me. Other than Phil Collins?
Yeah. No, I can't remember.
Tell me. We'll go stalk him.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember. I did find out the other day that Ava Gardner was from North Carolina.
I didn't know that.
I do know somebody that lives in Switzerland that's famous. Brooke Lipman.
Oh, Brooke Lipman,
I'm not
star, co-star of Frankenstein.
I'm a supporting character at best.
Supporting role in Frankenstein. That was fantastic.
It was a great show.
Fantastic, right?
Best.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Best theater.
Proud mama.
Best theater show I've been to in Switzerland in my entire life.
How about that? And so hopefully there'll be more.
I have been thinking about it, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be so funny if I auditioned for movies and stuff? But I don't know how to do that.
You want me to keep looking at the camera? Yeah. Sorry, I do tend to look at who's
talking. I know, I do that too, but I notice I try to keep one eye on the camera.
It's okay. Okay, well, I can't bend my head that way to keep one eye on you, one eye on him, one eye on camera.
It's just the back and forth.
The nice thing is you can see Brooke in the screen, so you can just look at her there.
Yeah, that's true. That's so weird. Maybe I need to learn to do that. Okay, that's my goal for next year is to face the camera more often and not be so afraid.
Podcasting equipment.
Eventually we will. We just, we know.
My poor computer is just working so hard. I have to remember to delete everything off of my computer. And then because with Final Cut Pro it saves it frame by frame on my computer.
Oh, that's so I have to
delete all of the frames so that I don't run out of storage.
Yeah.
You can probably write a script to do that for you.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I know someone who could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't know that we could pay him, but maybe out of the goodness of his heart, and maybe that could be his goal this year.
Or maybe I can teach Brooke how to do it.
That would be awesome. That's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Teach him in to fish, right? Teach him in to fish.
Because it might also be different on a MacBook than on a PC.
Yeah,
so,
likely.
Things
But you know what? I bet he can teach you.
I bet I need to learn first.
Well,
or maybe Brooke can learn and teach me.
I'm all about, you guys figuring that out.
I mean, have you noticed since I got the Mac that I text you guys back faster? Because guess what?
When I haven't noticed.
When I have my computer on, I get notifications. So when you text me, I don't have to rely on my watch.
Oh,
okay.
So I should text you and see.
Yeah, watch. It's going to make a noise. It won't on the camera, but...
It's okay. No, text.
It's okay.
Even WhatsApp gives me notifications, but I have to have it open always.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But if I just send you, not on WhatsApp, but on somewhere else...
Do you text me on that phone number?
Yeah,
you always text me on WhatsApp.
I know, but...
Do you really? I didn't know that. I'm just not... Look, I use WhatsApp for a lot, but not for everything. And so, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to kind of work on that this year also. But I do have a goal. Mm-hmm. I don't know that my goal is going to be elevation. I think I want to set a goal like... I would love, honey, if we could do a goal again. So we did 1 year, we did a goal of 1,000 kilometers hiking. And we actually completed that.
Yep.
We did that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't pay attention to elevation or anything like that. We just, wanted to get the kilometers in. And it's so cool because we finished it right here at Blankenberg, which is right by the apartment. And it was just kind of nice to finish it right here, and it was like just a couple of days before the end of the year, so I felt like that was special.
Yeah, that was 2021, I think.
Okay, 2021. I wasn't sure. I knew it was still somewhat COVID.
Because in 2022, that's when we took a 6-week vacation.
Oh, yeah, 2022. We did across the U.S. We went from East Coast to West Coast back to East Coast. What a trip that was.
Yeah.
That was
not hiking. We drove.
Not hiking. Yeah. We drove.
That'd be cool.
But just hit some of the hot spots, and wow, just stunning. What a beautiful, beautiful country.
Mm-hmm.
And was that?
No, it's as far as the land.
For now,
the landscape is still so stunning.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as national parks anymore.
Well,
Sure, there
I
are.
mean,
Yeah, but they're gonna cut down all the trees.
well, let's hope not.
Not all of them.
Let's hope not. Because we did bring a sequoia back, so I don't know if we're supposed to tell that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
fine.
We have a
bought
sequoia
it,
that we're growing here in Switzerland. And it's so funny because I thought about, okay, well, by the end of 2026, it's supposed to be out of its little terrarium. It's supposed to be above the edge. And so I thought, I wonder if Darrington would want us to let them know if we're going to plant it and if they would have a special place for it.
Yeah, I think we need first for it to grow in a pot for a few years.
Yeah, it has to grow in a pot for a couple of years, yeah. But, it should be soon out of its little space, within a year.
Mm-hmm.
So sometime during 2026, I'm really hoping that it hits that top level and grows over the top, and then we move it to a pot.
Yeah. Well, maybe I guess they'd like to be dormant over the winter a little bit. So maybe when spring comes, it'll be it'll start growing again. So
I sure hope so, because it's we just keep a little eye on it. We add little drops of water once we get it. It's kind of exciting to see it. I mean, because it's really, just knowing what we saw on that trip. Wow, the sequoias that we saw were it's breathtaking.
I was in
It's hard to
Washington
describe.
State, and I still don't think I saw any sequoias.
Oh my goodness!
well,
but
they're
you
up
know
in
what?
the mountains. They're over a certain elevation that they need to be happy.
Everett is
I
a
will
pretty
say-
high elevation, right?
It's so funny because there
Right
were
on the
times that you might have had job opportunities in California, and I remember saying, absolutely not. And what a regret that is for me.
Well, I don't know. We might have had our house burned down in wildfires.
You know what? Yosemite, the Cascade Mountains. I mean, no, Cascades are not in California. They're in North California.
Washington.
Is that Washington? So
Oregon.
what was in Northern California? Kings Canyon? Was that not California?
That's California, Kings Canyon.
That wasn't part of the Cascade Range?
No, that's.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought Kings Canyon was part of the Cascades.
I think that's Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevadas, that's right.
I'm not 100% sure, so
I
don't
think
quote
you
me on
might be
this.
right.
But the
Okay.
Cascades are
The Sierra
Okay.
Nevada.
or is it volcanoes?
Washington, yeah.
So the Sierra Nevada mountains are in California. I think they run parallel to the state, right? Because that's where
Or
the Donner Party got stranded.
Yeah.
The what?
The Donner Party.
Yeah, there was some cannibalism there.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah.
I want to hear about good stuff. I don't like to hear about food. No. So I still don't know what my goal is going to be. I would like to think that maybe I move away from hiking and goals. Maybe I move on from that. I don't know.
Yeah, running and
Yeah, I could.
prep for a triathlon.
Yeah,
I-
that's what I
okay.
wanted to do is a
Well,
triathlon.
But
Well,
we
we
just
have to
don't
start
know if
getting you on the
swimming
bike
stuff.
first.
We got to get you on the
Bike
bike
and
for
swim
sure.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, swim I think will be okay.
Well,
I don't have to win.
Yeah.
I just
no, you
wanna
just
do
have to
it.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
if you
can handle
finish,
the
that's a
swim.
win.
I mean, at least you
me.
know how to swim enough to
Yeah, to do it.
to
yeah.
work on it. But the cycling is where you're not comfortable that you need to start working on.
Yeah, I know. I'd run into all the other cyclists, or I'd be so far behind them. I guess it wouldn't matter.
It's. I mean, both swimming and running take some working at to improve in its. But the cycling, especially, it can be uncomfortable if you're not used to it, and it's a big difference in muscle groups and things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I know. I gotta work on my quads anyway, so I guess I need to start cycling.
yeah. So
That's
I'm happy to help you. Get started with
I
that.
know. I'm just so uncomfortable on the bike.
Oh,
Well,
build your
that's
confidence.
something that
the
just
key.
takes time and practice, and be, the more you do it, the more comfort you get, right? It's like driving, right? You're moving a vehicle at a faster pace than you're used to, and you have to wire your brain to get used to seeing that pace and to get used to coordinating the legs working with the bike moving. So.
I don't know how good of an analogy that is for me because I'm also really bad at driving.
Well, that's the thing, because you never, you didn't spend enough time getting used to it, I think.
Yeah.
So that's also something that you can work with. But at least, cycling, it's you deal with some of the same skill sets as driving, because you have to be aware of your surroundings while moving at a pace faster than walking, right?
Yeah.
So
At least turning is easier on a bike than in a car.
uh,
That was the one thing I always
I
struggled
don't
with.
know.
I couldn't turn
Okay.
in the car.
Let me tell
I
you
always
somewhere.
overturned. That was my problem.
Let me tell you somewhere where you need to watch that confidence. When we're going up by the canal, not the canal, yeah, between the canal and the river, and we're going up this little road. If you're going to turn to go to autos, turn right to go to autos. That's not an easy turn.
No, I mean it's a blind curve. That one to go up by the in between the canal. That's a blind curve.
yeah.
Oh no, not that one. That one's horrible.
Oh my gosh, that one's terrible.
That's a left-hand turn, and that's just horrendous.
It's bad, even just like walking because.
But I'm talking about when you get to the end of the road, and you're
okay,
getting ready to go right over the bridge to go to autos. That turn is so hard for me because it seems like it just always there's a bike coming in the bike lane on the road, and that road, the bike lane kind of blends in with where you're turning to.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody walking towards me, and I have to turn wide because I'm not good at turning. And you know, I don't think it's my bike. I think it's me. I mean, because I love my bike. I don't want to say anything bad about my bike. So. You know, I love it even better when it's got the basket on the front and I get to pretend I'm European. Going to the store with my bike and basket. It's my favorite thing in the world right now.
At this point, you are European.
Am I?
Hey, I was told that by spending 3 months in London, I was a Londoner, so...
So,
I am
I spent 3 days in London. Am I a Londoner?
So,
I don't know, you have to ask her.
So
or that person.
By spending almost 6.5 years in Switzerland, you're almost Swiss.
Yeah, you're basically Swiss. You really embrace the culture, I have to say. I think so.
How so?
I don't know. I really do think you've
fondue, raclette.
Oh my gosh!
I think
don't even. I was
very
not
Swiss.
a cheese person before I moved here. Was not a cheese person. I was a chocolate person. I had no problems picking up on that. No problems keeping that little chocolate a day. You know.
That and you know, being quiet after 10 p.m. and.
Am I quiet after 10 p.m.?
Well, depends on how many glasses of wine you have.
I was just gonna say this is gonna depend on how much wine I have.
I have always been a go to bed at 10 p.m. person.
Yeah.
So if you give me enough wine
school,
before 10 p.m., I can kind of just go on to bed and not be loud. Yeah. Otherwise, who knows. But yeah, it's so funny because especially when it's nice outside, and I can sit on the balcony after dark. I tend to have my speaker out there, and I'll listen to music or a podcast on the balcony. And I think that I need to watch my timing when I do that.
Yeah, fortunately, we're lucky with the building we live in, and our neighbors are very nice. And they're not as strict as some of the stories I've heard about.
Yeah. I know, I've heard some really crazy stories about people.
It's so funny, and it's so funny when you read stuff on social media. That's one of the things people talk about Switzerland. They're so strict about their 10 p.m. curfew. And don't flush a toilet after 10 p.m. What? Look,
I think that's more of a joke.
I'm never, ever going to abide by that. Because I do have to pee in the middle of the night, and I'm going to flush the toilet. I'm not going to let it yellow.
I try to make sure I don't.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. Nope. No.
I try to make sure I don't have to pee in the middle of the night solely because I have a loft bed.
Well, I'm going to say something right now that'll embarrass you, Brooke.
Oh boy. What?
I now have to wear a robe in the middle of the night when I go pee because you're home.
Oh. I have the power to edit out whatever I want, right?
You do have that power. Oh, that would be good, though, because then everybody's going to say, oh, I wonder what she said. Ooh, what did she say?
I can cut out as much of it as I want.
Oh, that's hilarious. No,
This show is going to be 2 minutes long.
No, it's kind of funny. It's just been a good 6 years.
And there may be some nights when somebody's confident Brooke hasn't woken up.
I know. There might be some nights that they take a chance. I might take a chance. I didn't
I'm
even think
usually
you
asleep
noticed.
by 11.
I kind of thought you didn't notice.
I'm usually asleep by 11 because I get up at 6.
I'll look at my watch, and if it's close to 5 o'clock, I'll say,
Sorry, I get up
"Put
early.
clothes on."
I get up early.
Yeah, so. But if it's 2 or
Okay.
3,
It's okay.
yeah, I'll take chances.
Hopefully I'll be moving out at some point this year.
We hope so too.
I know.
Is that
I
your
mean,
goal?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Hopefully,
That's
someone
a
will
wonderful
actually
goal to
want me
have,
to
Brooke.
work there.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's a
So
good
it's
goal. I
easy.
mean, you have to,
Mhm.
you gotta think these things through. You gotta think on it. Make
Because
it
I mean,
happen.
to be honest, like if it was more than at this point 2.5 years to get my passport, I wouldn't even worry about only looking for jobs in Switzerland. But because it's so, I'm just like this close, that I'm trying to look for jobs here so I can get my Swiss passport, and it'll be easier to get jobs in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Then take what you can get, right?
I know.
And
Because
take
they
what
don't
you can get.
want to hire people from outside of like Europe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
But
there's
once you
still
have-
some people that will, because there
But-
are some places
I mean,
that want
performing,
English
because
speakers.
I want to be performing or working backstage something,
Yep.
right? So theoretically, that shouldn't matter.
Well, what you should at least make a goal for 2026 is to get your C permit, because
Yeah,
you just
well,
need
I'm
to.
hoping,
So that's a language test,
I'm
right?
hoping soon I'll be able to just take the B1,
Mm-hmm.
and then I won't have to worry about doing 2 language tests.
So, jeden Tag, wir müssen zusammen Deutsch sprechen. Jeden Tag.
Yeah.
Ich denke, alles. Alles
But
zusammen.
it's really up to you to put in the work, right?
Yeah. We believe in you, though. I mean, we really do.
I know. I mean, I feel like I could just take a couple practice tests and then study what I don't know on the practice tests.
Yep. I have books here, and we can, again, zusammen sprechen.
Well, I think
zusammen
there's
sprechen.
so
It's
much
very wichtig.
to learn in the language that.
Es ist,
Yeah, but that if I tried to do that, I mean, I guess I could take C1 practice tests.
But I mean,
Because
just.
at that point, then everything else.
But
would
it's
be
not all
easy.
just about practice tests. It's about conversations.
Yes, but if I want to just pass the test and then finish like working on conversations and stuff, that's different, right? Like right now, my focus is on passing the test,
Well, keep in mind,
and that's
part of the
different for
test
me.
It's conversation.
is a conversation with
Exactly.
your testers.
But that would also be on like the testing stuff. It would give you like prompts to do conversations
Yes.
about. I've taken language
No.
tests before.
Okay, no, actually, the practice test that I took before, I did it, and I did the Goddard practice test. There was no
practice test.
well, they did. I couldn't find any feeder practice tests, but I did not have any opportunities for conversation. I had no idea what I was going into when I went for this test. I was terrified, and honestly thought I had failed it when I came out of it. I mean, I came home crying. It was. I felt like it was just so bad, but I did pass it. Got my A2 and certificate, and now I just need to get a B1 certificate. Hopefully, das ist.
I
Nicht
think
so-
you could
nicht so
take
bad.
the test and pass it. Honestly.
Well, I mean, I think that's nice to think, but we don't know until we
Yeah.
do, right? So-
Right,
Well,
genau.
yeah. I
Genau.
mean, that's kind of my whole thing. Is like I'm fine with just being able to pass the test and then also learning more later, because it's just
why
a
not?
big stress off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Because I've had to deal with this in college and stuff.
Yeah, but why not learn more now so that you can make your way better through society
but
and not
you'll
worry
still
about the
be
test?
learning for that stuff on when you're practicing the test.
Yeah, but if you already learned to be fluent, then you'll pass the test regardless.
So
I mean, we could just
I think going to get coffee zusammen, sprechen zusammen. Get our little friend that from Turkey. She'll come and speak with us.
I know. I gotta get my friends to speak German
Yeah.
with me.
It's. I mean, I think that speaking, just having the confidence to have a conversation is vital, and that's where I fail, because anytime I go into what I think is going to be a conversation, I freeze, and there is like this little door inside my brain, and it just shuts off. It like my whole frontal lobe just is shut off. I can't think, and it just and I don't like that about me, but that is, I mean, I know that. So I have to go into a conversation, you know, somewhat slowly, and then just, and of course, I feel like I need to know the person. And it just is so hard. But we have had our friends, you know, your friend from work, Todd, and his partner have come here for meals and drinking.
And we
and
mostly speak German
and
the whole time.
we have to speak German most of the time because, you know, there's, you know, to make them speak English when one of them's not comfortable, we wouldn't do that. So we do. We speak German, and she is so kind. Here's her favorite thing to say to me, because it's like the most important thing. Es ist egal. And I hear that from her constantly when she's here. And I think it's so funny because it's really, she's saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your grammar's perfect. It doesn't matter. You know, that stuff doesn't matter. Just, you know, I understand what you're saying. And we can have a conversation together, and we can be friendly to each other. And to her, that's most important. That's a big deal. For you. So.
And we should just be thankful we don't have to learn Hungarian.
Yeah, or we don't have to learn Swiss German either. We can just speak regular German, and people will mostly understand what we're saying.
Yep. Yes, yeah, because oh gosh, you know,
Swiss German. It's crazy.
Woo! This is neat to go.
I think that it gets a bad rap when it's there's a lot of it. It's just
funny.
Just shortened.
Yeah, it's just like
Solothurn Swiss German is better than some other Swiss German. I think Zurich Swiss German is the best for people who are learning German.
You know what? Zurich is so international, just like Basel. I don't know what it is about those cities.
It's because Zurich is the biggest city in Switzerland, and Basel's right
international. Basel's right on the border. But even with Basel, there's still a lot of English speaking businesses. There's a lot of English speaking. You know, even people in restaurants speak good English in Basel, and I get it because it's a tourist place, and so that's kind of important. But you know, I remember my first time in Basel in April 2019 when we were looking for a place to live. We walked around town. We really walked around town. And we just heard, you know, we didn't know I didn't know all the languages at that time. Like, I couldn't pick out French from Italian at the time, believe it or not. I could not. And, except that I could, because when we got to what I considered the Italian part of Basel, there were these women hanging out laundry, and they talking with their hands, and they were very, very loud. And I was like, oh, this is the Italian part. I can really tell that part. But only because I had been told that's what it would be like. You know, I'd been kind of forewarned. This is what, you know, the Italians sound like, and it was so funny because when we were going through our little, I guess you would call it training, or our introduction to moving abroad, we were told, don't be loud in public. The Swiss are, you know, they don't. Well, that is just not the truth.
That's not exactly what
we were told. The Swiss are
We
loud.
were told that there's cultural differences, and that you're always going to be who you are, and don't be worried about being.
We were told that, but that's a different part of the training that I was speaking of. There was also a part where he said, you know, well, no, it wasn't him. It wasn't Joel. It was one of the three people that we spoke to. One of the ladies said, and she was one of the older ones, she was talking about how, she said several things. The two things I remember the most that she said was, they intentionally make the roads so that it's not car friendly, so you might as well take public transportation. That's one thing she said. And so far, I've agreed with her on that. I don't want a car. And the other thing is, she said, just don't be loud, because if you're loud, they're automatically going to think you're American. She said, it's not that you can change that. You're not, you know, you're still going to be an American in Switzerland. She said, but, you know, the Swiss just aren't loud. And that's just not the truth. I'm telling you, on public transportation, the Swiss are loud.
No, I wouldn't say it's that the Swiss are loud. I would say the Swiss also tend to struggle with boundaries.
Oh,
some of them.
Yeah.
Because it's about the personal space, and I think they don't understand that.
Yeah.
Even like in a post-COVID world.
I don't know that I agree with either of those because 25% of the people here are immigrants, and so we don't know if the people being loud are Swiss or not.
Well, that's true. We don't know that.
And we also don't know if the I mean, I think it's interesting to me because from what I've seen, the personal space issue is more of a that people like, especially on public transportation, that one person will take up 4 seats, and
One person
and to keep other people from sitting near them.
But I have had people,
And I don't like that at all.
I have had people, like, when I'm standing on the bus, stand directly in front of me. Like, no personal space. Like, their backpack is, like, right here next to my face. And I'm just like...
I ain't gonna talk about bus stuff, because...
Yeah. But it may be that the bus, but it's, really crowded, and they don't
the bus was not crowded.
Okay, well, I'm talking about... When I was talking about the personal space, I was not talking about public transportation.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about grocery stores.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Or just walking on the sidewalk. They walk like this.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
Well,
no... It's very obvious how wide that sidewalk is. Mm-hmm. It's just obvious. And when I'm in the middle of it, I can guarantee you can look at me being in it and say, there ain't no space to go around that woman. And yet they'll come right at me. Anyway, instead of waiting.
Well, I mean, if you're on the sidewalk, you shouldn't be walking in the middle of the sidewalk anyway. You should be walking towards the sidewalk.
There's a certain space right in front of Migros where we have to go in front of a store.
Yeah.
And there is not space for me to be on one side or the other.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Well,
what
that's
you
what I'm
said
talking
with
about.
the big wide sidewalk.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that space
but there are people that will see the space to go around and still refuse to take that space to go around take your space
that's
to walk
true.
into you.
That's true. I think that's kind of like my thing.
Yeah. I've had that problem with people on bikes. When I'm walking towards the side, there's plenty of space to go around me, and they still choose to get really close.
Well, people should not be riding their bikes on sidewalks. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
The place where it's like only sidewalk, like the pavement. Like, this happened to me today.
Okay.
Where it's a shared path.
Yeah, the shared path. That one space in the woods where it's like kind of tiny and you have to wait. When I'm already on that path and the people on bikes continue to go on that path while I'm walking on it and then push me off. That's
and we've already lost part of that path.
Yeah.
In the forest there because of some kind of whatever
happened.
It was
a flood
last year, and we've lost over half of that path. And so for them to continue on a bike while you're kind of walking or running through that spot, that's just not safe.
It's worse when you're running. Yeah. Because, like, if they're coming at you while you're going quicker than you normally do, it's harder to react. Right? Because, like, if I'm running, like, walking, it's a little bit easier to react because you have a little more time. Like, to think about, but if you're running, you're going kind of fast, and your brain is, like, trying to think about, like, oh, you gotta breathe, and you gotta do all this, and then they come at you on their bikes, it's like, oh, God.
I can't breathe when I'm running, just so y'all know.
Yeah,
God's trying to teach me, but, oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, no, I breathe like, oh, I breathe.
Well,
I've learned it, and I'm working on it, and I appreciate the advice that you've given me, because I am going to think about that now. I really will think about it, think it through, and kind of count my steps. That's the key, right? Count my steps.
How many steps you're breathing in for? How many steps you're breathing out for? And the fewer steps you can take for inhale, the harder it is on you, the harder you're running. So if you can slow down your pace a little bit to meter your breaths to number of steps, then you do better.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my problem because like I'm having like pain in my diaphragm.
Well, maybe think about that. Let Dad talk to you about that, because I think what he said to me is I definitely could tell after he taught me that. I could tell that I was really focused on my steps more than I was focused on my breath, and I think that mattered to me. Focusing on how many steps can I take, because unfortunately I don't breathe through my nose. I'm a natural mouth breather, and so that kind of makes it a little bit difficult for me as a runner, And so I think I have to focus on the number of steps before, and so, but I'm not holding my breath. Not that. It's just, slowing my pace to get those steps in for that breath. And so I think that made a big difference for me. And so thank you. I appreciate that. I'm learning. And so, Brooke, maybe let Dad talk to you about what he told me, and
we'll have
you
to
can
run
focus on
together
it.
sometime.
We'll have to run together. I agree with that. I think training together is fun.
Well, we can run down the dream.
We can all start doing a 10K together.
Running down the dream? What?
Yeah.
What's
That's
that?
probably a song.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Todd, you and your mama. Y'all have a song for everything. It's so funny. And it's so funny because for 31 years, sorry. 31 years, I'm sorry I missed that one.
Yeah.
For 31 years, every time certain groups of words come together, you or your mom can come up with a song, and it's just like, oh my gosh, how do they know so many songs? Y'all know so many songs.
This was a common thing.
It's awesome.
This is a common thing in theater. Like, sometimes there are phrases I can think of a song from a musical or a lyric from a song from a musical.
No, I think that's genetic. Because your grandma has it, your papa has it.
That's a good girl, Winnie Foster.
That's a good girl.
Every time I hear It's Strange, there's a song from Kiss Me Kate called So In Love. There's a lyric, and it literally starts, It's strange, dear. Like, that's literally how it starts. And so every time I hear someone say that, that's all that like goes on in my head.
So it is genetic. Being able to recall song lyrics
not even just songs,
from words,
it's
just
now just
random
phrases.
people talking.
It's not even just songs now, though. It's like phrases.
I'm just saying,
I
this
think
is genetic.
I think it's just more the way we wire our brains. Right?
It's so funny. And it's just so funny. Because I can remember, I'm telling you, the whole 31 years we've been married, anytime I'm around your mom, she can come up with a song and she'll start singing it. And it's the funniest thing.
I haven't really heard her do that recently. So,
okay, well,
so.
Well, that's true. I will say.
Maybe
you're
we
right
need to get
about
her
that.
to do that more. That could help.
Yeah, it might not be easy for her at this point. So.
Yeah, you know what? But she loves telling the story of when your Uncle David was born.
Yeah.
She
but I think even more, when we talk about bicycling, she loves telling about her first bicycle.
Yes,
but she didn't have
no
any brakes. And she went downhill.
No brakes. Downhill with no brakes. Yes, absolutely. Because their driveway was like a steep hill, from what I understand.
Yeah. There were steep hills all around there. It's
there's
Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, so it's so funny. But yeah. She's
I
funny.
think one time she told me a story about the first time she saw Sound of Music, and I was like, it was this close to her having seen Daniel Kozar in Sound of Music, because they're from the same area of Pennsylvania, and then he was in like a touring production or a production in that area, and she had seen it probably around that time, but I don't think she saw him in it, which was
that would
crazy.
be just so funny. That's so funny, yeah. You know, she likes her music. She likes, she's a, she's creative. So, she always, she liked always handwriting cards and notes every birthday. For the longest time was a handwritten card. And we have letters that were 3-4 pages long. And we were just living a few states away, but she'd still write letters that were several pages long. So that's funny. What a good memory. That's fun. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up. This is end of the year. And now I'm going to cry because I'm talking about end of the year. So we wanted to celebrate. We had some good Prosecco. And so maybe for the first show of the year, maybe we'll have either Prosecco or champagne or something.
Talking about breakfast enchiladas or something.
Oh, my goodness, okay,
mimosas, breakfast enchiladas, I don't know.
Okay, now we're on to something. Because your Saturday morning breakfast, you just keep out doing your stuff. So you just keep on.
It's my fault because I keep saying something
different.
Do this for breakfast.
And so, and Saturday morning is your breakfast day, and so I'm all for it. I love it. Yeah. I love it. So, we're going to go with that.
We'll be back next year with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod. If you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes, along with all of our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as liking, subscribing, and commenting on our YouTube Wine Together Podcast.